Alright fellas, we're back in Pokemon Masters. For the newest thing pairs, we're going to gain the April update of Pokemon Masters EX. We've got ourselves all of these, as well as a few upgrades for Pierce and Champion Rosa. Let's just hop into it, I guess. I mean, there's not really much else we can go on about this. Okay. I do not know how I should exactly be looking at this character. She's a field sprint, grass, with Deerling. Awesome outfit, you know, cool pairing, cute, whatever. Base stats suck. Let's say that. Base stats in general suck. But, Papa. That's a lot. Okay. The thing with her base stats is that she gets all of this, I don't know about at the same time, but at least eventually. All these defensive tiles, all those HP tiles. I really shouldn't be have to be clicking on it. We scroll down here. This. She gets all these stats, which someone calculated out to being like 570 attacking stats, 200-ish defenses, and like, I think 700 some HP, which is about average, honestly. For most characters, that's about average. A little bit on the weaker end of defenses, but not really that big of a deal. Look at all of her abilities, man. How do you even go into this? She starts out with just Energy Ball, but the way her character works is that you unlock other moves, meaning you can unlock the Dire Hit, Seed Bomb, Bullet Seed, Attack Studies, which is her trainer move, Special Attack Studies, okay, interesting, which is another trainer move, Sunny Day, Giga Drain, or X Speed. I guess she can do any combination of these. I don't really know. No idea, man. But a lot of customization, of course. And look at the passives. The thing with this grid is that it costs 0 energy for any of the stuff, but you do still have to have like the orbs to unlock it. Like you need a bubbly orb. However you get that, probably through the Academy game mode by whatever method. How long will it take to max this grid? Who knows? So when will you eventually be able to use this sync pair? Nobody really knows. But she's got a ton of abilities. I don't even, how do I go over this? She's got good utility. Drought Alert here, that's nice. Again, on top of having Sunny Day, right? She's got like Unova Circle, first sync move, Unova Circle defensive, debut defensive Unova Circle. So she's got circle setting, sun setting. I think she's also got grassy terrain because she's field, right? So she's got the grassy terrain, and I think she might have another one fucking somewhere in here. Dude, I have no idea where, but this somewhere. Season of Growth begins right here. Turns field of play into grassy terrain and then extends it as well. Yeah, cool, right? Just so many abilities. Sync move, physical boost 2 and special boost 2, first aid 4 for some healing, though again her defenses aren't that great, but I mean this is great gauntlet stuff for sure. Verdant recovery on top of already healing and grassy terrain. I mean, look at this. How do you even go over this? There's too much. There is just too much. Defense destroy and ramming speed is gonna be good for her damage, and on Seed Bomb, I want us to specifically look at this. Look at this, 100 power on Seed Bomb. Seed Bomb here is a, where is it? 100 minimum power move, 120 maximum. I'm going to assume you can get all 5 copies of this character without much difficulty. Which, by the way, you don't lose grid levels? Maybe you do, but it's just not showing. I don't know. Too much. Either way, there's like a 200 some power Seed Bomb and like plus 20 power and Giga Drain is going to be great for the healing. Let's see, plus 5 on top of her already having, where is it? No quarter. Yeah, so basically plus 25 power to Bullet Seed total. Flinch 1, so 1% or 10%, 20% chance to flinch every time Bullet Seed lands, and then Fortress Strike 3% debuffs on Bullet Seed. Yeah, I mean, Rosa's got a lot, just a lot. She's also got double defensive debuffing on Energy Ball on top of Honor Roll 9 on Energy Ball. There's just so much to go into here. I mean, she's gonna have a good ability to be a nuker for sure. Is she innate field? Yeah, she's field, so no sync effect, sync nuke multiplier, but she does have some here, like Solar Flare 5. Where's the Grassy Terrain? Well, Grassy Terrain sync move here. I know there's another one. Again, it's just a matter of inertia. There it is. So she's got a lot of multipliers, quite a few of them, right? Off of a good offensive stat, like she's going to be hitting pretty hard. And again, this is a free character, and she's got a lot of abilities. Man, I cannot breathe today, apparently. She's got a lot of good abilities that she can make good use of as a free character. A lot of versatility, a lot of it. And that's probably the best thing you can ask for, because that gives you what you need literally whenever you need it. It's like, I need a debuffer, Rosa. I need a grassy terrain setter, Rosa. I need a circle setter, Rosa. I need a damage dealer, Rosa. I mean, like, you can basically put her up in any role, and that's good. So to go on the other side of things, we got Florian. This Florian and Lechonk is basically, I guess he's another one. Not just tackle. similarly garbage-based stats, but I mean more abilities. Like, look at the stats. The stats go up again. I don't know to how much. I'm not counting. I refuse. 20, 25, 20. No, I'm not counting. Either way, there. Moves. X attack all, play rough, Zen headbutt, defensives. I can't breathe, apparently. Defensive studies, raising his own defenses by 2. Potion. Support studies, raising defenses of all allies by 2 and speed of all allies by 1. So he's got more supportive abilities. How's his offensive looking? Offenses? 100, 200, we'll say about probably 300 plus. Yeah, I mean, he's still going to have a very high offensive stat. How's defense? How are his defenses, though? Not nearly as great. So his ability to have defensive studies is not going to be nearly as great. Anyway, team debut dash, HP first aid 4 for recovery, circle HP recovery, defensive circle, sync, move up. What is he? He's tech support, so he does have it. Does he have an innate multiplier? Oh, the fuck he doesn't. He doesn't have an innate multiplier? Bruh. What are his sync multipliers like? Passives. He's just got supportive stuff. Which is, I mean, supportive stuff's nice, but if he can't take a hit, who cares? Or am I crazy? Does he have like a 50% unconditional damage reduction ability in here somewhere? I'm sorry if I don't see it. I'm sorry if I don't see his damage reduction ability, right? Other than like the circle and like Sterner Stuff 2 and Brain Brawn 2, like that don't really do anything. Or okay, like I say they don't do anything. I mean, they're good for certain game modes and like whatever, but like for him acting as a dedicated tank, it doesn't do that. You know, Master Healer though, I guess sure, but if he gets one shot, who cares? The Master Healer one's double up on that's nice. Potion NPR 3, defensive circle, shielded, barricade buddies, hit and heal. Yeah, looks more defensive, which is good. I'm not looking at the rest of this guy's abilities. I'm sorry, but dude, that's too much. Like that's the big issue with this kit is that that's too fucking much. Okay, whatever. So on to the actual Academy sync pairs. We got Ray. And Ravier, these characters have actually built out kits, so it's a lot easier to look at. Psychic, Sprint Field is a very interesting combination. The better combination though, it's actually got a multiplier. Good offensive stat, decent defensive stats. I mean, good HP. Yeah, okay, solid. Psybeam. Okay. Gusty Mountain Esper Wing, 200 power, no limit. Activates whenever special attack is raised. Deactivates when special attack is not raised. Never misses. Attacks become crit. Raises speed of allies by 2. If MP for users go faster is 1 or more. Increases special moves next to allies by 1. Faster. Applies super effective next. Free moves next. When speed is raised, more speed is raised, the more it reduces sync countdown. Oh, up to 3. Should have been down to 6. Come on, be funny. More speed is raised, more increases special moves next up to 3. Be funny. Could have done 6. Whatever. I probably honestly would just prefer it to. I would just prefer this little ability here of having the move be used or not be used. Yeah, 1 or more. Protect for damage guard. A lot of utility. Full star ranking. That's a nice name. Special attack by 4 on entry, crit by 3 on entry, sync move next by 4 on entry. He's got that Cervicore Teachings ability again. Yeah, that'll be like that. Can we give this to Akari whenever we get her a potential Academy character? That'd be great. We're gonna move MP 0 and hit free moves next 9, guaranteeing free moves next when attacking while training moves. While remaining MP 4's training moves is 0. It's just the training move, right? Yeah, okay. Special boost 2. Ooh. Okay, that gives you more good usage of it. So basically, if you want Ray himself to do more damage, use this as soon as possible so I can just build up a crap load of special moves next. Or you can keep it and not use it and get your allies special moves next. That's not bad. And that's powerful. That does hit all enemies though, and it doesn't have split damage negation. Still, that can probably hit pretty hard. Especially let's look at the multipliers. What's he got in the grid? Baffle buff. That's why he's got the confusion. He doesn't have guaranteed confusion though. Where's the aggravation? There it is. Okay. Hit confuse opponent accuracy down. Gauge acceleration on using the trainer move. Okay. Entry sync boost 2. Trainer of MP 0 and hit stat down 2. Okay. Grand entry 2. Gauge refresh. Hit and heal Team free moves next on Protect, Inertia. Oh, also, what's his multiplier? More special attack is raised. Okay, it should be. Raised it by 4, though. God, Ray, come on. I guess that's why he's got Grand Entry. Grip up 9, Team Speedy Entry 2. Turn to move MP, 1 MP or more. Hit special defense down 9. Nice. And sync notes. So, he's good. Him saying Psychic Turn really doesn't do anything. Bruh, whatever. It's okay. Special attack multiplier here. Baffle buff powers up the sync by 30%, and then also inertia, of course, for an extra sync multiplier. So he's going to be hitting pretty hard in this sync move. Nothing like absurd, but pretty good. He's got good debuffs. He's got a lot of good utility whenever his MP is 0. Like, I mean, again, where the hell is it? Yeah, turn of MP 0, stat down 2. So he can get a lot of debuffs in this way, though he can also debuff accuracy guaranteed when hitting confused enemies. He does have the aggravation. Not a big fan of the, I say requirement for confusion, but really it's not necessarily a requirement, but also you do want the multiplier. I think honestly the confusion would be better if he could do it AoE because, well, this multiplier is not going to proc if you're hitting, multiple enemies if they're not confused. And I don't think there's an amazing character besides like Champion Rose that can confuse all enemies really consistently. I don't think. Anyway. Gauge acceleration is decent enough, but he's already got tough free moves next. I don't think he really cares about that. I'll hit gauge heavy is this 3. It's not that bad. Special defense debuffing is nice, guaranteed whenever the MP is 1 or more. I do like that you can play around him having 1 or more, or 1 or 0 MP and having different effects based off of it. Kind of becomes more like, I say he becomes more self-centered in the base kit whenever the MP's at 0, because, you want these effects for himself, but, whenever it's 1, he can support the allies, but it's kind of the opposite in the grid, as the debuffs are good for the whole team. And the special defense debuffs, whenever they're not, these are more useful mostly for him. So, kind of, I guess, role reverses there. Okay. It looks like a decent character. Relatively gimmicky. Definitely not a character that is, like, necessary or anything by any means, though, I would say, but just good. Lacy and Granbull, field sprint, opposite of Ray. Already kind of starting off to a bad start because this is the worst of the combinations, but I think she's got EX Fairy Zone. Fairy typing, looking at the moves, let's see. With EX roll unlocked in stats max, 440 attack, 241 defense, 226 special defense. Why she got Granbull, by the way? That's whatever. 878 HP. Pretty good stats all around. Oh, yeah, she's got... God, man. All right, let's see. Star Students, Whispers, reducing damage when an ally is hit by an attack, move, or sync move while gauge acceleration is applied to the ally field of play. Protects all characters against crits when gauge acceleration is applied. Extends duration of gauge acceleration when it's applied to the ally field of play. So, good gauge character. This is probably just 20%. I'm going to assume it's not much higher than that. And guaranteed crit protection as well under gauge acceleration. That's pretty nice as well, so... So it's got Fairy Zone hit, stat down twice, 9. Random stat debuff in Fairy Zone, -2. Same thing as Ray, but actually got a, I don't know if it's a worse condition or a better condition. Guaranteed crits on the same moves. Cool. Dazzling Gleam. Okay, so she's got AoE effect. Maybe this is for the debuffs. That's really all I can kind of equate that to. Potion for healing. Love Dazzling Gleam whenever gauge acceleration is applied, and whenever it's not applied for the deactivation. 250 power. Only 1 use though, bruh. This character's utility, man. That's okay, I guess. Whatever, we'll see. 250 power minimum. Hits all enemies, 2 gauges. Never misses. Power of the move is not lower than multiple targets. First the falling effect, 6. Damn. Lowers one of the following stats by 1 at random, so -6 random debuffs. Turns field of play in an EX Fairy Zone and increases special moves next of all allies by 1. So yeah, she does have the EX Fairy Zone and at least 1 set of it. Applies gauge acceleration, raises special attack of an ally by 4, and crit by 3. Dudes, what, bruh? I feel like her effects are going to be very, very limited. Gauge acceleration. How common is gauge acceleration, especially on a fairy team? I'm sure, like, obviously gauge isn't ever bad on, like, a fairy team or something, but I don't often hear of... Granted, I guess at the same time, you don't really... I guess with Penny, it's not bad. I know Penny... does Penny have gauge acceleration on her trainer move, or is it, like, catalytic kick? Either way, she has it, so you'll be getting a lot of the effects from that, for here, right? And for having this active. I like that you can select to use the Fairy Zone whenever you want. right? It's not like May and Brendan's case where it's limited to whenever you use their sync and whenever. Is it on their sync? No, I think it's literally just entry. No, it's just entry. Wow. When it's literally just on entry, right? So at least with her, you can choose. That's pretty significant. No sync effects because she's innate field. Let's look here. 3 out of 5. She's got, okay. Power play, nice. Catalyst, you do want the gauge acceleration. Sharpen mind, 5. She's just got dazzling gleam, man. It's not. This has got this is good power, and that's a good multiplier for it. But it's just one use of it. I don't think you can make up for a lot of damage by giving this some multipliers. Unfortuitous is nice as well, considering her already good debuffing. If you want to do it faster, at the very least. If you don't care to do it faster and you just want debuffs, I mean, you can probably get them fast enough just from the passive here. You'll probably be fine. Speed entry 2, gauge acceleration on field attack damage reduction. I mean, stacking damage reduction abilities can be very strong. I like this ability just because of that. Start 1, quick tempo, or gauge acceleration, man. What can you say? Potion Master Healer, NPR. That's good. She's got good healing. So much more tech and utility. It's definitely good stuff to have for sure, but it's like, can she make up the difference for a lot of teams when you can just alternatively an alternative character, like a character she's honestly potentially trying to replace even, would be like Signasuit Wally. Does she replace Signasuit Wally on a fairy team? I don't know. You ask yourself that, not me. I don't know. I don't care. But that's something to consider whenever you're gonna try and go for her for these strengths. The fairy zone's obviously one of the big kickers. First sync on opponent, stats down by double. Doubles debuffing, nice, or doubling your current debuffs rather. Gauge on field, team condition nullification, a lot more good effects. Gauge on field, team sync moves up, and sync move team special boost. That's whatever. This is good though. Obviously, I mean, I say this is whatever, but honestly, it's leading more into her supportive ability. She's got so much support stuff, potions for healing, fucking the debuffs in the fairy zone, right? All of this, just basically all of it. The debuffs. I mean, yeah, she's not necessarily going to be super damage focused, and her only, am I incorrect, or is her only multiplier literally just power play plus the whatever, and yeah, the 30% support that she gets here, which is pretty terrible for sync stuff. She really is like Volo. She's like Volo, but honestly, is she better? I'd say probably, yeah, probably, yeah, she, yeah. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I know. Yeah, she's probably Volo, just better. Provides a lot of utility, but at least she's actually got consistent healing this time. That's definitely a big thing to consider. What is her defenses like with these stat buffs? 1.1 times multiplier. Her defenses don't really go to the level you would want. Reducing counter by 1 on entry. Powers up sync moves when the gauge acceleration is applied to the outfield to play. Don't know by how much. Probably about 50%, I would guess. Extends duration of fairy zone when field turns to fairy zone while users on the field. How much though? Either way, I think I don't know how long that is with EX Fairy Zone, but that's going to be under those turns that those characters like Diantha, Gladion, whoever, they're going to be hitting really hard. So Lacey feels like a Volo type of character, but post Arc Suit character release, but also at the same time a lot more consistent, because the biggest part is her healing. Having consistent healing is just massive. She Volo's got defensive circle support and physical and special moves next support, where Lacey's got, again, consistent actual healing and then far better fairy zone support in the terms of having EX Fairy Zone, right? Volo can set it more consistently, I guess, because he's got 2 or 3 sets of it. I don't remember. I know Field and the Metronome Battle, if you remember, if you get something off of Super Awakening, but Lacey has the EX version of it, right? And extension on top of it. So it's a give and take. Not gonna look at these. Look at Ilima, maybe no. Look at the other Academy characters. Morty and Hisuian Typhlosion, a tech field character. 394 special attack. Let's see, EX roll unlocked. Well, okay. 265 special defense, 246 physical defense, 849 HP. Good HP, decent defenses, good special attack, solid special attack anyway. Good speed. Infernal Parade, 90 power. Hex power is double whenever target's affected by a status condition. Never mind, it's like Hex but better. Okay, that's good. It's definitely good. Johto Analysis, alright, Johto Special Circle, he's the one that sets it. Should have kind of figured that out from Datamine. He's the only Johto character, isn't he? Yeah, only Johto character. Okay, Perilous, Twilight, Infernal Masquerade, Infernal Masquerade. I mixed Twilight Masquerade. Whatever. 200 minimum power. It's no limit. Really? Thank you, mouse. I appreciate that. Love it. 4 gauge, targets an opponent. Whenever your team sync uses the same move one time, deactivated when used. It's one of those every sync cycle. Attack bar is double infected by a status condition, never misses, lowers enemy special defense and speed by 3, and leaves the enemy burned. Reduces sync countdown by 1, raises special attack by 4, and crit by 3. Okay. Good self-sufficiency. He's a very good damage dealer so far. He's got the tech stuff probably because of the status condition and the Johto circle, and the debuffs, but also so far very, very good on damage. Johto circle's nice. Don't know if you're gonna any like crazy ghost support or whatever that's from Johto, or like any support in general for Johto that can help him. I guess like Signature Chris and himself, but like his BP self or Lodge self, but those are not really gonna be ones you're gonna bring with him unless you just want to run a fun Morty team, which is, you know, in its own thing. Granted, he does have decent synergy with Fall Morty because of the burn, but that's literally as far as that goes. Soul Swaying in the Dark raises chance of inflicting status conditions with the additional effects of the user's moves. Oh yeah, right. I forgot this is a 30% chance to burn the enemy. I don't read. When the user inflicts a status condition, inflicts a status condition on all opposing sync pairs. Does this make it guaranteed? If this makes it guaranteed, that's really, really good. Lowers one of the target's falling stats by 2 at random when the user's attack move is successful against a burned opponent. By 2. So now we've just almost completely moved on from Unfortuitous being a decent enough form of like debuffing to now just giving every character -2 as the standard, which is hilarious. Applies 3 moves next to the user once attack move is successful against a burned opponent. Good gauge. Nice. Increases an ally special moves next by 1 and allies whenever its attack move is successful against a burned opponent. Ally hits. Okay, so yeah. So whenever an ally attacks a burned enemy, they gain a special moves next. That's good support. Yeah. Okay, I like this. I like the idea of this guy alongside some other strong attacker like Costumerita, but then of course you're missing out on Ghost Zone, right? So it's a very big give and take there. But also like Ball Iono, Summer Gardenia, there's other options as well. Though he is also a tech field, so you don't even. It depends if he can set Ghost Zone consistently in the grid, right? One set of field Ghost Zone's not going to necessarily be enough for consistency's sake, but it would be very, very good if you don't want to run a setup that actually has a consistent Ghost Zone setter. Okay, let's look at the grid. Staggering 3, sure. Head Start 1, Super Preparation on the Trainer move, Quick Cure, Burned offenses down, Circle Extension, Brain Sync 9, Sync Thinker 9. Is this... Okay, Infinite. Initial Pinch, Special Boost, whatever. Very niche. That's Remedy. Debut Johto Special Circle on the field. Johto Analysis, first move, Sync Countdown 1. Circle HP Recovery. Innate Burn. Innate Burn plus Brain Sync 9. He's got the Johto Circle as well. He's gonna have a decent Ghost Nuke. It's definitely not better than, like, Costumerita or what's her face, Summer, not Summer, Signature Renegade Cynthia. Definitely not better nukes than those characters. I think that's the man. I don't. That's a very weak grid if you're talking damage. Does he beat out a combination of Renegade Cynthia and Costumerita by like replacing either of them? Because if not, then I mean, you know, value-wise, it's not really worth going for him. I mean, he's a cool character, cool Pokemon. Good in general still. Like, he's got good utility, like the debuffs and the circle. Those are big ones, and obviously burning some, yeah, getting debuffs, right? But is he better than, like, Costumerita? Is he better than Renegade Cynthia? Like, is he better at them in any of those roles? And he doesn't set Ghost Zone except for literally just the one time here on his EX roll sync. That's why I'm mostly iffy on. His special attack is quite a bit lower than both of those characters. I don't know. I like the character anyway, so whatever. Marnie and Cyclizar Sprint Tech. They are... Okay, they're Dragon. I thought Cyclizar was normal for some reason. It's Dragon. Okay. Is it Dragon normal? I gotta look that. Okay, well, I wasn't crazy. It is Dragon normal. Okay, so I kind of wish she would have been normal, but oh well. It is what it is, I guess. Moving on to Marnie's actual kit. Sprint Tech. That's a good combination. That's nice. Okay. Breaking Swipe, sure. Attack debuffs. Citrus Berry, probably functionally I'm not gonna say functionally useless, but like gimmicky. Spring Breeze Scale Shot, 50 minimum. I'm gonna assume it hits 5 times. That'd be 250 power. That's good. 300 max, I guess. Okay. Activate when attack is raised, deactivate when not. Never misses, raises speed by 1, attacks the target 2 to 5. Is it really random? We'll see. Raises one of the user's following stats by 1 rank at random whenever attacking at least 3 times in a row. One of the following stats by 1 rank at random when attacking at least 3 times in a row. Applies. What? So, huh? Hold on. Applies to free moves next when attacking at least 4 times. Increases physical moves next by 3 when attacking 5 in a row. Remaining MP for the Stitches Berries 1 or more when attacking. Reduces MP by 1 and grants all the following effects. Maximizes the number of attacks. Reduces sync countdown by... Okay. Okay. Why is Breaking Swipe useless then? Okay, that... So this is basically, she's going to have complete access to this, which is really good. And whenever she has berries, you're going to be able to get all these effects, but then otherwise it's going to be random. Which means it's 200 or 100 minimum power, which can be iffy, I guess, but whatever. Okay. Very gimmicky. Very, very gimmicky for sure. Increases physical moves next by 3 when attacking 5 times in a row. That, if you can get lucky, then, well, that's good. 4 gauge, though, that's pretty, that's a lot. Raise attack by 4, speed by 2, crit by 3, good trainer move, okay. Hungry Buddy. Reduces sync countdown by 1 the first time the remaining MP for its moves had the berry effect tag is 0. Increases physical moves next by 1, same time, okay. Miss Marnie. Okay, that's cool. Miss Marnie's motorcycling skills. 30% chance to restore the user's HP when its attack move hits. If the move is a multi-strike effect, 30% chance per hit, and 30% chance of charging gauge when its attack move hits, and 30% if it is multi-hit. And then soften up 1 for guaranteed crits, and more attack is raised the current power of the move. Okay. Very gimmicky. So gimmicky, but can be good for sure. She's got solid enough power. What's her stats? Yeah, definitely some solid enough power to come out of that. Not bad at all. Crit's not guaranteed. Crits is nice too. Good utility with the healing, and the sync countdown looks pretty solid, I would say. Raising one of the following stats at random. One stat. Okay, whatever. Okay, sure. Let's look at the rest of the grid here. Great Charging Strike 2, guaranteed triple. Okay, First Aid 2. Healthy Healing, Fortunate Strike 3, Speedster Sync 9, Natural Rin, okay. Super Preparation. First Berry MP 0 Team Physical Boost, so basically another node of this. Okay. But just, yeah, for the whole team. Okay, Furious Brawn, Fierce Entry 2, Sync Move Restore Berry MP 1. Okay, after using Sync Move, okay, so that doesn't have to be just the first time, that's good. Breaking, Swipe, Hit, Sat down to, okay. She doesn't have like pecking order or anything, so literally, am I wrong in saying that well, you know, I guess for gauge. Yeah, I guess literally just for gauge. So, Breaking Swipe's only good for attack debuffs, which she has no multipliers based off of. Unless I literally just couldn't read, but no, it doesn't. I think she's literally just got Speedster Sync, right? And Furious Brawn. And it's good for charging up gauge with 2 gauges, so you can then use the buddy move and hope that you can consistently use it once you get enough gauge for that. That's about what I'm getting from this with Breaking Swipe, and it's just good for debuffing. I mean, she's got good damage potential for sure. Definitely nothing crazy. Definitely, like, again, like a good character for sure, but definitely not like a must-have in any way. And definitely very gimmicky, you know, considering everything. Solid nuke, solid damage, good utility. Gonna have all of that, but again, not like a really necessary character by pretty much any mean. Okay. So let's move on to the other characters. Let's move on to Cynthia Spiritomb. See how she is. She's a sprint support character. She's variety, of course. Ghost type, whatever. Nearly 400 special attack. Not quite, but nearly. 281 defense is quite high. 839 HP and 254 special defense. That is way too fast for Spiritomb, but sure. Okay. Hex, Will-O-Wisp. We know the effects of these for the most part. Hex is that weak? I didn't think Hex was that weak. Wow, okay. I thought it was like 60 at max or something, so, but it doesn't even reach 100 power. Okay. Will-O-Wisp, lose target burned. Evil Spirit, Shadow Ball. Whenever the user uses any move All right. Damn. Cannot be it. Okay. Jesus. Never misses, reduces all the imp. The more MP reduced, the greater the power this attack has a chance 20% debugging special events by 1, leaves the target flinching, confused, and trapped when the MP are reduced by 108 from a single attack. What the fuck? Okay, what's the multiplier on it though? It's 90 power. I do not expect it to be that crazy. It's gonna be like 2% per thing, where this caps out at like 216%. It's not gonna be that crazy. Definitely interesting anyway. Guess we'll just have to see, right? Whatever. 20% chance to debuff though. That's funny. That surely is gonna be guaranteed. Whatever. Too fun to end. Reduces sync on by 2, special attack by 4, super effect next to all allies. Okay. I'm just gonna see how our kit works before I say anything. Sealed Wicked Thoughts. Reduces damage taken by the user from super effective moves and super effective sync moves. When a Pokemon used by the user's Pokemon that targets itself or an ally is successful, target becomes all allied sync pairs. Used by the user's Pokemon targets itself or an ally. So... What? This is that targets itself or an ally is successful. When a move used by the user's Pokemon that targets an opponent is successful, the target becomes all opposing sync pairs. So okay, because I was like, what does that affect for the whole team? What is that? There's nothing that affects the Spiritomb. It all affects the enemy. But okay, that makes more sense. When the user's sync move attacks an opponent, target becomes all opposing sync pairs. Guarantee all hit. Okay, whatever. Power and chance of applying additional effects of moves affected by this passive skill are not lowered, even if there are multiple targets, except in certain circumstances, successful attacks become crits for all moves. Power and chance of applying additional effects of moves and sync moves affected by this passive are not lowered if there are multiple. Okay. I'm gonna guess that applies to this. So, all right, okay. Removes AoE as well. Same move attacks opponents, target becomes all opposing sync pairs. When a move used by the user's Pokemon that targets. Okay, so that'd be damage. That would apply to a damage move, right? So AoE damage, AoE status conditions, AoE debuffs. Cool. Okay, God, that's like way too much to say. Bad to worse hex. The power of user's hex is doubled when the target is affected by a status condition. Restores 32 MP of the user's buddy move when hex is successful. There we go. Charges gauged by 6 after using its sync move. Restores 50 MP of the user's buddy move after using its sync move. This is what I was literally telling somebody about something like this before, a Zygarde unit, where like it's a little bit more intricate, but like imagine you start a fight off as like a 10% Zygarde. You gain cells by like doing an action, using a trainer move, using a sync move, getting support, something like that, right? Like maybe every time your stat is raised, you gain Zygarde cells. And once you get to 50 cells, you become 50%. Once you get 100, you become 100% Zygarde. Imagine something like that. This is kind of like that, where you build MP, you basically build MP back to your buddy move, and you get more effects for it, the higher it builds up. So it's like a charge counter, kind of. That's really fun. This is a good built character. I don't know if it's like functionally going to make her like really strong or whatever. I mean, okay, hex is doubled when target's affected by a status condition. Is it doubled before or after the initial doubling? It's like it's 90 power already if they're affected by a status condition. Is it going to be 180, or is it going to be another addition of 38? That's kind of the question I'm having here, because it could be a lot less powerful that way. But either way, I mean, that's good. I like the 32 MP back. It's good. I mean, that's good. He's restoring back hex after 4 uses of, well, restoring back the buddy move after 4 uses of hex, or 2 uses of hex plus the sync move. So that's good. I like that. I like the design of this character, even if it might not be I think functionally it's pretty good. I think hex might still be a little bit on the weaker side, and their special attack's not that great. For some reason, they're giving special attack. It's weaker ghosts. Weaker special attack. That's iffy, but again, the design of this character is really good. Hex power increases when target's affected by status condition, as should be. Yeah, sprint support, and so no tech multiplier. That's okay. Okay. Head start 1, sharpen mind 3. Quick cure. Hit interference opponent HP recovery. Opponent interference team moves up. Interference sync 9. Guaranteed flinch, man. Okay. Team viral hustle, buffing speed when affecting a attacking a status. Or Pokemon, no, when you use a status move. Okay, same, whatever. Hit burned opponent, offense, special attack and special defense down 9. Finisher 2. Will-O-Wisp, first use, team special boost. That's not really that great. Hex. Wait, what? Oh, okay, that's the hell is that wording? Has a 60% chance of restoring 32 MP of the buddy move whenever she uses Hex. Okay. That's good. Team hit, or sorry, regular hit and heal. Okay. I think that's pretty good. I mean, her, again, for the most part, her St. Nude's not going to be that crazy. Definitely not better than, like, Signusu Dingo. It's just an example. I mean, she's very similar play as that character and probably works very well alongside him. They are both sprints, too. That's also really funny. Is St. Countdown stuff even that crazy? Maybe I'm... Doesn't look like it. Whatever. It's okay. Doesn't matter. Not many sprint characters are really their best aspect is their sprint ability. He moves up is nice. The support's cool. The interference sync for a good multiplier. Yeah, I mean, definitely a character. Again, you don't need this character, but this character looks very fun. Very big difference between, like, functionally the best and fun. None of these characters are really blowing me away. Maybe they should be. I don't know, but it just don't seem like it. Field Sprint Illima. Pretty sure he's a general pool character, so that is our... I believe that's our first general pool field, and that is our first ever field sprint for the general pool. Cool. All right. 50 attack. I say 50. 506 attack. It's a little good. Defenses are whatever. 876 HP. Okay. Body Slam, Normal Wish, General Pool, Normal Zone. All right. Leer and Welcome, applying Gauge Acceleration. Attack by 4, crit by 3 for an ally. Okay. Good self-sufficiency. Leer's whatever, but cool Body Slam, man. Normal Zone team, ooh, 50% sync support. Double drop as well. Increases physical moves active allies by 1 when the trainer uses a move, so 3 uses of that. That's pretty good. Definitely not better than Palmer, clearly. I don't think that's going to be close to being possible. But 50% sync support could be really solid for any general pool, like, normal team. Like, if you just want to make a normal team work, this guy's probably going to be really good for that. That support's insane. And, of course, being a field sprint, no innate multiplier, but, you know, still got the normal zone field. Natural Remedy, Sync Tiles. Okay. First sync move, physical boost, Mighty Afflictor, lowering the attack of all opposing sync players by 1, a 50% chance when the status move is successful. And that's affected by double drop too, so that's pretty good. Static Shock 5 for a sync multiplier. Yeah, okay, so he does have Body Slam. Doesn't have a way to buff it though. Is there a hostile environment? There's hostile environment, okay, guaranteed. Debut Normal Zone, Entry, Sync Boost 2. On the run, Headstrong, Vigilance, Paralysis, Energy 9, sure. Catalyst. Yeah, again, not really, does not look like an insane character. In terms of utility, I mean, he doesn't have healing is one big thing, I would say. That's, I don't think, unless it's like one of these red tiles here. It doesn't look like it, though. Yeah. Solid debuffing ability. I mean, attack and defense is kind of whatever, but he does it double. This is a 50% chance, so it kind of evens out here with Mighty Afflictor, or Mighty Afflict, what is it? Mighty Afflictor, yeah. Yeah, like that support pass is insane, but it's about, like, he's like kind of a one-trick pony in that regard. Doesn't seem he's got NPR on Normal Zone either, so that sucks. Or Normal Wish, whatever, nor Extension, but he does set it 3 times anyway, but it also does require you actually using his sync move, which kind of sucks if you're not going to get that extra support EX, but I guess you get the field, you get the sprint EX with the -3 sync countdown. You get that, whatever other ability he's got, a fucking 50% sync multiplier, sure, whatever. It's not that crazy. A lot of utility, but honestly not like crazy utility. Yeah, for syncs, fucking physical boost. Yeah, that Body Slam's gonna do a lot, isn't it? Alright, sure, man, sure. Lacey and Grant, not Grant, but Lacey and Alchemy, the Lodge character for this month. They're a sprint, is our first sprint Lodge character. We take those, nice. Good special attack. Mostly middling everything else. Speed's pretty good, though. Defenses are decent enough, I guess. Alright, let's start 1. Mind Games 9, Catalyzing Infliction. Applying Gauge Acceleration when the Pokemon uses a status move. Here's Pokemon uses a status move. Okay, she's only got 2 uses of Light Screen. Okay, this is basically infinite. That's pretty insane. They kind of are building her for herself, I guess, but no, not really. Okay, Disarming Voice, X Special Attack. Okay, Disarming Voice is good for the Mind Games, sure. Raise the crit by 2, speed of all eyes by 2. 2 uses, so maxing crit, +4 speed of the team, +4 special attack. Star 1 for something, countdown, sure. Whatever, okay. Honestly, not that crazy of the abilities, and she's sprint for literally no reason other than, I guess, the fact that she can apply gauge acceleration, because she literally only has 1 node of sync countdown. But, okay. Special defense debuffs grab the power of the move, cool. Sure. Endscreen physical damage reducer. That's nice. So both screens. Be helpful if she's a support though. Speed up, moves up. It's disarming voice. Brain sync 5. Okay, we're getting a little bit better. Adrenaline trip up 4. Sharp entry 1. Not really. It's more utility. Sync nodes. First training move defenses up by 2. Dragon guard. Satisfied snicker. That's pretty good. Use status move special boost. Again, it's disarming voice, man. First aid 1. 1? First aid 1. What the fuck ever. Alright, NPR is good for the gauge acceleration and the damage reduction and stuff. Okay, yeah. Overall pretty. This is like a damage challenge character level kit, honestly. Definitely nothing crazy here. The debuffs are like. The debuffs, damage reduction stuff, and very minor sync countdowns, like all she's really got going for her. Her nuke is like okay, I would say. Whatever, it's fine enough. Fairy could use a little bit of help, but honestly, you don't think she's much better than a lot of current Fairy options for free players. Bianca and Chandelier, they're a sprint fire character. Good special attack. All right, we're just gonna continue on with this. All right, nothing really to see here. 212 in the defenses, 777 HP. That's good speed. Sure. Heat wave, fire spin, dire hit plus for crit buffing. Okay, reduces sync countdown by 1, special attack by 4, accuracy by 2. Good self-sufficiency. Mind games for special defense debuffing. Pep rally for speed buffing. Obviously, head start 1. Okay, sure. Again, none of this stuff's really insane. Nothing really insane here, honestly. I mean, the heat wave's a very low power move. This move in general needs like a power buff. Definitely nothing insane for utility. Just some gauge stuff and special defense debuffs, which are good, but that would be incorporated with other things. Hit burned opponent special attack down 9. Scorching touch on heat wave. Okay, guaranteed AoE burn. That can be something. Brain gain on the trainer move. Burn synergy 3. Rip up 4. Sync freebie. Hit trapped opponent attack down 9. Scorching sync. Also plus the anti multiplier here. Scorching sync whenever he's burned. Okay, you know, I think my only pet peeve with this character is that her fire spin is not AoE. Otherwise, I think I like her a decent bit. Because she's able to debuff special defense, she's able to debuff speed, she's able to debuff, where is it? Yeah, special attack here, and then attack here. But this is not AoE. I don't... Her trap is not AoE by any means, is it? I don't think she's got, like, extend range for the trap. Yeah, no. I think I would like her a little bit better for that case, but I mean, she's got good debuffing. The debuffing's nice, especially because it's offensive debuffing. Not really going to replace any like big damage dealing your team. Her nuke's not insane. Definitely not, you know, probably about casual damage challenge level. Maybe one of the on the better side of a few of the characters. That's about it for me. Is that all the characters? Oh yeah, the grid expansions. Look at Pierce. All right, Pierce is a character I don't like. I don't like the abilities like protect based characters. It's not. I don't care. I don't like him. He's got plus 20 special defense and plus 40 HP. Yeah, that's about what he needed. All right. What do we got? Barricade buddies on his trainer move. Group attack by 1 on dire hit plus. What's his other method? Yeah, he buffs attack by 1 when doing this. This discharges gauge. Okay. Let's see. Shielded 1, first aid 4. First aid 4 is good. Shielded and barricade buddies are better for buffing his defenses faster. That's nice. I can say that's nice. Especially because none of it's locked to obstruct. So you can do this without having to use obstruct, and it's earlier on in the fight. Makes him a better tank. It gives him some actual good healing, good consistent healing, on top of block and heal if you get lucky enough. It's kind of what he needed, honestly. Okay, Rosa and Meloetta. People are, let's see if people are gonna be happy or very upset. It's really 50-50. Oh my god. Ode to Glory song and dance performance. Starts to feel the play in a psychic terrain the first time the user's Trainer uses a move each battle when the user is in area form, turns field play in a fighting zone. Whenever trainer uses a move in fighting in pirouette form. That's good. Propulsion not reducing another one. Okay, on just Ode to Glory. Okay. I wish the NPR for that move was better, but whatever, that's fine. Okay. That's honestly, I don't think they're definitely not crazy tiles. Not at all, but those are good for her. Propulsion 9 is great when you combine it with her already good sprint antics on top of having Adrenaline 1 as a lucky skill. And doesn't she have it in the grid here, or I might be crazy? I thought she had it in the grid somewhere, Adrenaline 1 or whatever. Okay, I guess not, but whatever, doesn't really matter. That's good. Combine her sprint stuff with like Adrenaline lucky skill and then propulsion here. That's good sprint stuff. That can be good. And Ode to Glory song and dance. Also, this fixes her quad Q issue kind of somewhat. Honestly, kind of does, because you can make up for that sync countdown. Anyway, that's again, I just like it. Ode to Glory song and dance performance. This applying Psychic Terrain and Fighting Terrain anytime you use the trainer move. This means it's on demand, and it's right when your allies are getting a big buff in damage. So if you happen to not have whatever zone effect or terrain effect is not currently active, and you're trying to buff, just as an example, you're trying to buff Signa Suit Lucamine or something, you don't have any Psychic Terrain available on the team, or it's just not active right now, you use the trainer move to give that Lucamine's next attack plus 20, or not plus 20, but plus 2 on the special moves next for a more powerful attack. You also are setting Psychic Terrain and buffing it even more. The fact that it's on demand and it's on a point when you know you're going to be having your character's next attack do significantly more damage, it's just making that a lot more effective. So those are actually pretty solid tiles for an older character. I actually like these a good bit. There's a first time for everything, folks. Okay, this video is long enough. We're good. We're done. Overall, for characters, none of these characters are uber impressive, I would say. All of them can be solid, quite good, whatever in their own right. Definitely a good month to cool down if you're not, if you're like a big meta person. I'm gonna say a far different adjective. I want to, but yeah, none of these characters are really insane. I think like maybe the best character, who I see the best? Probably Ray, right? Maybe Lacey's utility is really good. I don't know. Lacey feels like a Vol type of unit that's really good, but it's really like, do you want that Vol type of unit on your team? I think you definitely could, for sure, because Lacey's got a lot of good tools for legendary units for sure, and she's got a lot of good utility tools for any general like team setup, right? And overall, also the Fairy Zone EX is gonna be insane, right? So I like Lacey a good bit in terms of her kit. And again, Ray's pretty straightforward, pretty solid to use. These free characters are good, but oh my god, that's a lot of stuff in their kit. I'm not dissecting that. It's not going to happen. Sorry. Whatever. That's my thoughts overall on the month. Let me think down in the comments below. I'll see you later. Hope you all enjoyed. Peace.